It's time!
Why do crypto millionaires and billionaires keep turning up deceased? Every month it seems a new and influential crypto power player meets his end fate. Is it just because people want their riches, or is there more to this story? Well, you know how we read in between the lines, because it's time for Chico Crypto. If you didn't know, within the last 2 months, 2 crypto millionaires have gone missing, and then they turn up dead under very similar circumstances. Last week, a US crypto millionaire, Peev, also known as the Crypto King, went missing earlier this month. And just a couple days ago, Christian was found dead, and what was done with the body was extremely brutal. From this Newsweek article on the death, we can see it says, reports of the circumstances of the killings have grisly details. Local media has said that the alleged killer had murdered his victim with a dumbbell and then cut up the body in the bathroom before flushing some pieces down the toilet. The killer dismembered the body and cut it up into pieces. Now, why is this suspicious? Well, last month, another crypto millionaire died under similar circumstances. From the People.com article, missing crypto millionaire 41 found by children dead and dismembered in suitcase in Argentina. Yeah, Fernando Perez Algaba met a very similar fate as Christian, killed and then the body was cut up into pieces. Fernando was found in Argentina and Christian was found in Bulgaria, an entire ocean and nearly 8,000 miles apart. There is no way these deaths are connected, right? Well, going back to the Newsweek article on Christian's death, they talk about Fernando and say, Argentine media reported that the body parts had been clearly amputated, suggesting the work of a professional. A pro was likely hired to take out Fernando due to the amputation and circumstances. The same thing happened to Christian. Thus, what the media is reporting, that it was just a friend who became jealous over Christian's money, doesn't make a lick of sense to me. It was likely another professional. Although these 2 murders aren't the only suspicious ones this year, we have a bigger one. In April, a billionaire tech mogul who started to dive heavy into the crypto space was killed in San Francisco. This was Bob Lee, the founder of Cash App, who in 2021 stepped out of the world of Web 2 into the world of Web 3 by joining MobileCoin as their chief product officer, but he was also an early investor in the project. What's suspicious about the murder of Bob Lee? Well, for one, Bob was in San Francisco for just a weekend. He lived in Miami and was just coming for a visit to San Fran, as seen from this tweet before his death. Thus, it's very likely that whoever wanted to take out Bob Lee planned this for his trip to SF. Now, here is where things get super weird. Everyone knows about the implosion of FTX, but not many people know exactly why the exchange went under. Well, check out this Protos article released in February of this year. MobileCoin, the project that doomed FTX a year before Terra Luna. Yeah, MobileCoin is the stick that broke FTX's back. The article states, in April 2021, MobileCoin, an ICO associated with the encrypted messenger Signal, had gone parabolic, pumping from under $2 in December 2020 to over $71. That spectacular round trip cost Alameda of FTX up to $1 billion. More than the $800 million it optimistically hoped to have made in profit since inception. FTX raised $900 million in July 21. A curious coincidence when we consider both the timing and the dollar amount of its mobile coin loss. The article then says, it's public knowledge that the team behind MobileCoin comprised one of the wealthiest groups in crypto. Lee Zhao Li, Moxie Marlinspike, Eric Meltzer, Dax Hansen, and Todd Huffman. The group was connected to a number of early Bitcoiners in China. The article also says, MobileCoin raised $30 million in a seed round led by Binance Labs in 2018. With FTX and Binance the only two major exchanges listing MobileCoin trading pairs of meaningful liquidity, MobileCoin provided an easy way for a China-connected trading group to extract money from Binance's top competitor FTX. MobileCoin was an opportunity to overwhelm SBF with a surprise short squeeze. What this sounds like to me, it was the first instance of CZ and his China-based market makers using manipulation in the crypto markets, specifically a massive pump on MobileCoin, so they could bankrupt Sam Bankman and FTX. And when you look at the charts of this pump and dump back in March of 2021, that's exactly what it looks like. As we can see on March 26, MobileCoin was sitting at just over $6, and it had about $4 million of trading volume. In just a couple of days, the price pumped in one giant candle up to $40 with a whopping $65 million in trading volume. And then just a few days later, in early April, the price jumped over $67 with nearly $100 million in trading volume. By the next month, the price crashed right back down to where it was before the pump, and the volume completely disappeared. Where did a majority of that pump volume come from? Well, remember, there were only two exchanges trading MOB during this time. It wasn't FTX, it was Binance. Now, here's where things get super suspicious to me. I was trying to extract the data from Binance on MobileCoin during this time to do some research and find out exactly what happened. Well, going to historical data on Binance, putting in the time frame I wanted, March 31st to April 6th, the data is not available. They don't have a history of what happened during this pump and dump. I wonder why. Well, the correct data, if released, would be incriminating. Evidence that the Binance-controlled market makers pulled off a pump and dump to try and exterminate their competition back in 2021. And what do I think? Well, Bob Lee was a weak link on the MobileCoin team. He had inside information about exactly what went down. He was likely going to be questioned by authorities once discovery happened in the SBF case, and was likely going to spill the beans. Now, the circumstances of Bob Lee's death are also extremely weird. Supposedly, according to the media, his friend, another tech executive, killed him because he was having a relationship with his sister. Bob Lee is married to Krista Lee, and the couple has 2 children together. Well, Krista talked about the murder after it happened, and she was just as confused about what happened. She said to reporters,
He might have been wrong place, wrong time. I don't know, but we'll find out more as it progresses. And I certainly hope that someday we all get a motive. Will we ever? I don't know. Does the family deserve that? I think so. His children certainly do.
Then, from this Daily Mail article, we can see what Bob's friends were saying about his death. Lee, who was known for being creative, adventurous, and loyal to his friends, started to change in the months before his death, according to friends. He was allegedly getting in over his head due to the lifestyle circles that he got himself into. Over his head, the lifestyle circles he got himself into. It seems a little harsh to be murdered by a friend for having a relationship with the friend's sister. Will we ever know what happened to Bob? Will we ever know if he had information about the FTX and Binance situation that could have resulted in powerful members of the Binance cartel going down? Well, information about Binance trading during this time has been scrubbed, and Bob is gone. There is an extremely dark side to cryptocurrency, and this isn't the first time a high-profile crypto murder mystery has shook the space. Even bigger than Bob, Matthew Mellon, heir to the Mellon banking fortune, had a mysterious death in 2018, which I also covered. And if you like that type of content, I've included that video in the description for you to watch. And if you like the content, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on my socials, at Chico Crypto and at Leaks Blockchain on X, Chico Crypto on Instagram, and of course, come join the chat on Telegram, t.me/Chico Crypto. Links for all of those are down there too. Cheers, I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in